जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंग। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे। गाए तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
रसिक हो नमस्कार. सहर्ष सादर करीत आहोत ज्ञान साधना गीत. कवी प्राध्यापक प्रवीण दवणे, संगीत विनय राजवाडे.
शिवाचे मंदिर सुंदर मानव्याचा ध्यास निरंतर. सत्य शिवाचे मंदिर सुंदर मानव्याचा ध्यास निरंतर. गुरु शिष्याच्या नात्यामधली प्रतस्थ मन साधना. सदैव उजळो आपुली ज्ञान साधना. ज्ञान साधना. अज्ञानाचा तमः सारुण विश्वात्मक स्वर येई उजळून. अज्ञानाचा तमः सारुण विश्वात्मक स्वर येई उजळून. शूरवीर संतांचे पूजन जागविते चेतना. ज्ञान ज्योतीने सदैव उजळो आपुली ज्ञान साधना. ज्ञान साधना.
Hello all. I, Ms. Tiwari, welcome you all for a program on effective presentation skills. This year, our college completed a glorious 40 years journey and marching ahead towards more years to come. Talking about presentation skills, a quote comes to my mind by Lily Walters. It says, "The success of your presentation will be judged by not the knowledge you send, but what the listeners receive." Today, presentation is not a mere activity of talking and putting forth your thoughts. It has evolved as an art of soft skill, using modern technological aids, etiquette of the speaker, and his ability to connect the audience. It is correctly said that good presenters are not born, they are made. This program is a small initiative towards enhancing the presentation skills of our viewers. But before that, I would like to call upon our Vice Principal, respected Dr. Shraddha Bhume ma'am, to share her opening remarks. Over to you, ma'am.
Good morning, all. I, Dr. Shraddha Bhome, welcome the guest of today, Mr. Ravi Sagar, for the 30th program under the 40 glorious programs organized by our college for the celebration of 40th year. Today's program will focus on effective presentation skill, which is really the need of the day. Once you students graduate from college, frequently you will have to face presentation, be it for interview or be it for the purpose of explaining things to someone. Presentation skill in today's world can be considered as one of the important life skills which each and every student needs to master upon. I'm sure today's presentation will inspire you and prepare you for bright future. I wish all the very best to entire team under the leadership of Mrs. Sarika Sagar, Mr. Abhinandan Sawant, and all those who have involved in this activity. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for enlightening words. Now, I would like to introduce you all with our today's guest speaker, Mr. Ravi Sagar. Mr. Ravi Sagar is General Manager, Sales and Channel Management for Forbes and Company Limited. He has 21 years of experience in sales of industrial products and has led many diverse teams to success in his career. He has traveled widely within country and globally. Mr. Ravi Sagar has been part of many cross-functional teams, including global teams. He has been part of many initiatives which have been industry's first. Mr. Sagar loves to read, is an amateur photographer and astronomy enthusiast. Now, I would like to call upon Mr. Ravi Sagar to share his views with us. The digital platform is all yours, sir.
Thank you for the introduction, and I really thank Satish Pradhan Gyan Sadhana Institute for this opportunity that is provided to me to say a few words in front of you and you know, um, share my ideas, my thoughts with the audience here. I sincerely thank Shri Satish Pradhan sir, Mr. Kamlesh Ji Pradhan sir, Mansi madam, uh, Shri Satish Sheth and the entire IT team, and also Dr. Hemant Chitte, in charge and principal of the esteemed college. My name is Ravi Sagar, as you heard, and I'm here today to give a thought and share a few ideas, share a few practices which are so far you can say the best practices towards making effective presentations. So let me get started with my presentation here, and I hope you can see this full screen. The title is Making Presentation Work. This guy seems a little known to me, I don't know. So This is the essence of the whole thing. Effectiveness of a presentation. A research says, you might have been knowing, that items usually presented one time for a short duration actually have a very short recall period, just typically for a few minutes. And then what audiences do recall after some time is maybe the main idea, presenter's grooming, voice modulation of the presenter, the visuals that were shown. Some stick really to you very effectively, and some don't. And any data that was supported and shown on the presentation towards the effectiveness of the idea, or actually to the you can say proof or evidence of the idea, is proposed in terms of data. So that's something which is what remains with the audience for some time. After that, it fades away. Finally, it will remain that, okay, some person presented that, this was the idea, and gradually it fades away. So the effectiveness of the presentation is something which we are going to today talk about. And then we will delve on these bullet points that you see here on the screen. The main idea itself, the presenter's grooming, is something which I will not spend time on in this module. Otherwise, this whole presentation will be, a day-long session, along with, of course, what we can also expand on certain other points. Voice modulation also is not going to be delved into too much, because that's something which is kind of hardwired into each person. How one presents, how one talks, it's kind of hardwired. ये अपने ब्रेन में बैठा हुआ एक ग्रूमिंग का पार्ट है, एक अपने अपब्रिंगिंग का पार्ट होता है, दैट हाउ वी स्पीक, व्हाट इज द वॉइस मॉड्यूलेशन. क्या हमेशा हम हाई पिच में बात करते हैं या लो पिच में बात करते हैं, या हमारे वॉइस में कॉन्फिडेंस दिखता है, या एक किसी प्रकार का डर लगता है, या sometimes people are just not sure what they are talking about. So all that comes into the voice modulation. So not too much into that today. Visuals, of course, yes. Last point, data that supports the idea, that of course has to come from the presenter, depending on the subject that one is going to present. So how to take this whole package in front of the audience, how to make it more effective, is what we are going to talk about today. So let's move to the next slide. And this is going to be the agenda for this discussion today. The purpose of making the presentation, why to make this presentation in the first place, or for that matter, any presentation. Why this skill of making presentation is a must-have skill in today's time, today's parlance. But for that, you have to get your basics right to start with the presentation. What should be the slide structure? How am I supposed to present? Is there a sequence to it? Is there some kind of do's and don'ts for it? What are the tips for making effective slides? What is good? What is not so good? That's what also we will see. And then, are there any resources, ready-made templates available for us to support what we want to put in front of the audience as our pitch towards the idea that we are going to present. So that's the agenda we are going to start with. So the first point of it, the purpose of making a presentation. Of course, everyone knows it. Why we are making a presentation? We have a PowerPoint with us. No, we have an idea to present. So the purpose is, this picture shows everything to you in one instance. It's always about you, not about the slides. So in any presentation, it's about what thought you have, what idea you have, and how you show, yes, but how you show is just one part of it. It makes the thing presentable, but the substance of the presentation is the most important thing here. PowerPoint has that immense power to convey the message that we want to talk about through text, images, and video. The image that you see on this slide conveys you everything. What's going on? What's the scenario there? What's the expression on the face of the faces of both the persons rather? So that's exactly what it is. What's the purpose? So that's the very important thing. If you are clear with the purpose, okay, today I'm going to do a presentation about my monthly working. What are the good points? What are not so good points? What were the achievements in the month? What were the challenges? So that's what I want to put in a nutshell. So that could be a great purpose. Or for certain entrepreneurs who are looking for securing finance from the financiers, they will talk about their idea. So end of the day or end of the presentation, they want the financer to accept their idea, see the merit in the idea, and commit to the finances. That could be the purpose. So we should be clear to start with what is the purpose with which we are putting together this presentation. We are engaging the time of the people, we are engaging the attention of the people, and that's where the most important part of the presentation starts. What's the purpose? Stating the purpose clearly on the slide is also a great way to start. Sometimes in certain cases, people feel that no, it's too direct, but it all depends on the purpose, the audience, and sometimes the industry in which you work. In certain industries, gradually going to the subject is preferred. Sometimes it is point blank that we start with the purpose. So the context of the meeting, of the presentation, is very important. So you can put texts, you can put images, you can put videos for the effectiveness of the presentation, and it all drives towards the purpose of this presentation. And this can be an effective tool to use during live demonstrations, online presentations, webinars. So the slides, the text, the videos, the image show the purpose, and it takes the audience towards the subject. In certain cases, like let's say it's a webinar, you may not be able to see all the audiences. They are not in front of you. They are at the other end of the internet. So what do? So you have your texts, your videos to take the message, to carry the message up to them. So carrying the message effectively and seeing the subjects the way you see it is actually the purpose of the presentation. Moving to the next point on the agenda is why this skill is a must-have skill in today's parlance. Okay, everyone can make presentation, put few slides together, put text, images, and videos, and manufacture a presentation. But then it's a skill to have this idea go in front of the people the way you see it. That's the most important thing. So to get that idea the way you see it in front of the audience requires you yourself to be completely immersed and completely accepting that idea. First of all, your buy-in towards that idea is very, very important, and only then you can take it to the audience. Okay, so this is a skill. Sometimes we say that, okay, I know all the subject matter, I am an expert in XYZ subject, but then if you are not effective in taking it in front of the audience in a proper way, it fizzles out. I can give you a simple example. Many of you may not even remember a product that came in many years back called Google Glass. Some people might remember it. Absolutely path-breaking product, superb, but didn't click. Wasn't presented, maybe not up through PowerPoint presentation, of course, but the advertising, the in-store merchandise, the media related propaganda of this product, the effectiveness, the testimonials, all those things, although not as a part of a PowerPoint presentation, but a presentation of a product and idea, that was not correct. That was not good enough, I would say, to appeal to the people. But then the product definitely was great, didn't work. So there are many such examples, which finally ends up into the to the basics that the must have is a way to present the idea, to relate to people, to make them understand the way you understand that particular idea. So to take that to the people is a skill which will help you sell that idea to the people, to make people aware of certain idea. It could be even an idea to do a plantation in a given geographic area. Why to do that if there is no buy-in from the local people? Even if however noble that idea is, it will not click. But there is no rocket science about it. You will say, Ravi, this is no brainer. Anybody and everybody knows that planting trees will help us get over the climate change issue for the which is a challenge for all the countries and so on. But still it doesn't get made. Why? Because the messengers, the ability of those messengers to take it to the people, make people aware, and make people see those issues the way you see it is critical. If that is not effective, the idea will die down. And as I said, there are hundreds of examples that can be given for it. So this is a skill, a persuasion skill to take people. लोगों को आपकी आइडिया की तरफ बढ़ाने के लिए ये परसुएशन स्किल है जो बहुत जरूरी है आज की तारीख में, क्योंकि कभी भी आप आइडिया के साथ काम करते हो, चाहे आप एंटरप्रेन्योर हो, चाहे आप कहीं सर्विस में हो, अनलेस यू हैव दोज ओरिजिनल आइडियाज ऑफ योरसेल्फ, तरक्की होना नामुमकिन है, चाहे समाज की चाहे आपकी. And that's why to take this in front of the people, in front of the right audience, it's a must that you have presentation skills. Not every time, as I said, through a PowerPoint presentation, but through whatever media you have available with you. Although our limited scope today is to talk about PowerPoint presentations. So let's go forward. So what do you have? A must-have skill you should have to make that presentation in front of the right audience. If you have those effective presentation skills, you will be good at presenting, you will be good at communicating. Communicating is a well-known thing as far as definition is concerned. It is about conveying the idea to the people and ensuring that they have understood, because we generally happen to understand communicating is transmitting my idea. No, that is not the end of it. Communication also means the person or group of persons to whom you have communicated or transmitted the idea also understand and acknowledge that they have received that message. That's a core of communication. Rest of it, as we say, is a part of the detailing. But if you understand those fundamentals right, then conquering those skills is matter of procedure. Presentation helps provide a comprehensive view of your idea and proposal. So it is about idea. You expand on that idea in your presentation, talk about various angles. You take maybe a 360-degree approach of the a particular idea and talk about it towards the audience. And it builds confidence and ability to share those ideas and opinions. For example, if you have stage fear, or you have a fright to talk in front of so many people, अरे इतने लोगों के सामने मैं बात नहीं किया कभी, कैसे करूँ? It has to be the first step that you should follow. You have a subject with you. It could be your own idea. It could be something else, somebody else's idea. You could have a current topic to talk about. As you start, as you take first steps, as you make presentations, you get used to, you get habituated to making such presentations. That will build confidence that yes, first of all, I can do it. That's the first and foremost thing. Second thing, yes, I have certain ideas to communicate to people, which will add value to the discussion. And then even if people ask questions, people have their opinion, of course, people have right to their own opinion. We can clarify those questions and thought processes with whatever best we can to take them closer to the way you see that idea is what builds the confidence, and subsequently you become the master in it, and you conquer this art of making presentations. But there is a small print there as well, that if you do not do it regularly, you do not practice it regularly, it gradually fades away. So anything that you do has to have a regularity, has to have a practice, so that you are better at it and you improve day by day. There is no end to improvement, yes, but at the same time, continuing with something will bring it to you the art of making that presentation. The next point that we talked about, get your basics right. What are those basics? Let's talk about it again. What is this? That is knowing your audience. Now, I have a great idea. I have a great deck of slides to make a presentation, but whom am I making this presentation in front of? That's very important. If there are certain investors sitting in the room, and I talk about how the weather is and whether the food is tasting great, it's going to fall on deaf ears. If there are defined audience for your presentation, then it is a must, and it is understood and assumed that you will be talking something that is relevant to the group that is in front of you. If you have, as I said, investors in front of you, then you should have a great idea, a great product to talk about in which they can invest. You can persuade them to invest into that idea, that particular product, that particular company. Similarly, if you have a first or second standard student and talk about the economic challenges in front of India, it's absolutely absurd, isn't it? So it is that what they will catch up. You talk about a nursery rhyme, you talk about a small short story, with animals, some animation. That is something that is going to put those audiences engaged. They will be continuously engaged with you. They will be into that presentation, into that storytelling with you. So yes, knowing your audience is very important. What do they want? What are they looking for? What are their desires? What are they not here for? That has to be clearly understood by the presenter, without which making a lot of presentation is going to be waste. That will also help you, make your PowerPoint presentation more persuasive, more to the point, cut down on things which are non-essentials on that, remain on the point. At the same time, not too bluntly one point by the slide, and that's it. You should also be able to elaborate what you talk about in subsequent slides, in data that you will share as an annexure to the presentation. Sometimes that's also something that is essential in business scenarios, that you know your audience, what they prefer. Let's say they prefer the gist of the idea that you are presenting, and the details can be set separately in a annexure or two. Or there could be certain audiences which would say, no, I want to see the details of the data as well, on the basis of which you're making that presentation, proposing that idea. So that clearly indicates that knowing your audience is very, very critical for making a presentation more effective. The next point about is, what do we see? What do we want the audience to see? And that is what we want to show in the presentation as well, what the audience wants to see. And that's why highlight what's most important for them. Pick easy points, keep bullet points. As I said, keep appendices and details as annexures, or explain something in the question and answer session towards the end, or even in between if the audience is willing to ask questions, if that's okay with you and it's not going to interrupt the complete thought process of it. So that's one of the key thing. When you start your presentation, are you talking about the key points first? Are you highlighting? Are you making them easily visible? Are you making them emphasized, so that the audience understands what is your presentation revolving around? Okay, so highlighting what is most important in the presentation is the key. Highlighting, does it mean just showing with different colors? Not necessarily. There are many ways to do that. You can make it bold, you can put a slightly separate font, you can put only that particular sentence or the idea on the screen, and so on, or explain it only with visual. There are multiple ways, or you talk about something through a video. So that's also something which you can start with, or highlight what is most important in that presentation. That actually sets the tone for the rest of the presentation, so the audience understands what to expect from your presentation and what are you going to talk about. Coming to the next point on the basics, write it out. When you are ready with the thought process, yes, this is what I want, this is what I want to highlight, this is the thrust point of my presentation, it's better you script that presentation in your head completely. And the good way to start is write it down point by point, because not everything can be accommodated in a slide, and should not be. The slide is not a collection of clutter that you want to dump on the audience. Absolutely not. It is more of a way of storytelling, taking the audience from one scene to the next, so that there is a sequence to be followed, and for which you absolutely need a script to which you have to play, to take gradually the audience towards the subject, how you bring them to that subject, how you bring out the key essential point of that presentation is very, very important. So better to script that entire presentation, talk about your idea, and also that gives you an opportunity of how your viewers will interpret and see that sequence that you are driving them through. What's the storyboard that you have? Okay, from one scenario to second to third, finally it comes to the main idea, and that becomes most effective. So that the scenario from one scene to the other, if you see in a movie as well, they bring it out in such a dramatic way, such a captivating way, such an engaging way that you feel like staying there, watching the movie, understanding what's the dynamics there, who is doing what. So all that is scripted out, and it is appealing to the audience. Again, keeping in mind the audience. It is keeping in mind the audience is the script that is that is written. So that's very very essential that you script it out. Sometimes take the you know help of the notes, but too much reading of a note is also not good. I've seen certain presenters who are in a forum explaining about an idea or a presentation have the complete script in their hand. If it's a textbook, yes, I can understand that that has to be verbatim as per the textbook. But when you are talking about an idea, a proposal, thought process, a business scenario, a financial status, or even in a socially responsible subjects. I talked about planting more trees. In that case, it is better to talk about it looking at the audience all the time. People I have seen, there is a presentation running behind them, and they are turning around to read from the presentation, and जो सामने लोग बैठे हैं उनकी कोई बात नहीं. They are not bothered about who are those people. Eye contact, looking at the individual audience to the extent possible, gazing from one side to another to address the full audience is very very important. But that will happen only when you are clear and nicely scripted about your idea, your thought process, what you have in your presentation running behind you, and so on. So this will take the viewers into confidence. They will engage with you, and then they will be able to, or they will at least try to, see the idea the way you see it. That's the key. So writing down the script, and that will also tell you what not to talk about. Sometimes the things will be irrelevant. So in that case, the audience at times does not engage. They log out of your presentation, even though they are physically in front of you, but their mind is somewhere else. So having the mind share of the people in front of you is an absolute key, and that is where a presentation, its visuals, the points contained in it, the grooming of the presenter, the voice modulation, all comes together as a congregation and makes a combined effect on the audience. The next important thing in your absolute fundamentals and basics is know your stuff. You should know what you are presenting. I mean, if you are presenting something and talk about something else totally, if you are fundamentally not right, it is going to show up. And as I said, it is not about your slides alone. It is always about you, about your idea, about the message you want to take across to the people. And that's why before filling the stats, the data, the figures, think about the narrative, how this data, facts, or figures are going to support you in presenting your idea. And in what order, because the order of it is important. The sequence in which you tell a story, the sequence in which you take your presentation forward is extremely important. You cannot put something in between and then take again to a different subroutine. That's going to be sometimes based on the audience that could work as a disaster. Because at times what happens is somebody jumps a couple of slides ahead before in between slides are presented, and then it creates a different impression on the people. Acha, ye yaar, ye mere ko dekhna hai nahi, I am not interested in that. That's what he's saying. Because you have not explained the context fully as of now, and that's why the people may log out mentally out of your presentation. So you should be knowing what you are presenting. If you are going to talk about a financial plan, better you know the numbers, how those numbers are arrived. You're talking about a marketing strategy, know the product, price, place, promotion, how fast you're going to do it, what logistics you have, and so on. So before you present that idea, you should know that subject matter thoroughly yourself. In fact, before presenting, you should do a much more deeper research into the subject, because it's not about only the presentation, right? It's going to be some questions that the audience is going to have. You will have to be able to answer them. So your deeper research into it is absolutely needed. So knowing your things, how you put those things together, what are the building blocks of your presentation, what is the basics of your idea, that is something which should be on your fingertips. You should be mastering it before you stand up on the podium and start doing a presentation. The other part, which I will say is the basics. Yes, you have got a great idea in front of you and everything, but if you are not able to present it, if your audience is not able to visualize it, then it fizzles out. And I'm putting on screen a slide here which shows certain great photos and graphics. These are pictures. You look into each picture and it tells you what it is, whether it's the food item, if it's a family union, if somebody is trying to express the importance of exercising, running, and so on, and spending some leisurely time with your child on the seashore. So it's about making it very evident from the graphic itself. But graphics is not all, as far as your idea is concerned. For sure, you have to explain, you have to support that with data, yes. But then, as I said, the graphic is important in the sense that a picture speaks 1,000 words. You don't have to explain each and everything. That much of your work gets eased out when you show out certain graphics, certain pictures, so that your idea is visually appealing. Say, for example, if you are trying to market a product, you are trying to sell that idea of a product that you have been able to design, you have been able to make, and you talk about that product. You take great pictures of the product. You take testimonials of the product. You show the application of your product, how people are able to use it, what are the great conveniences because of that product, and the earlier inconveniences, how they are taken away. That talks about the value your product will add. Similarly, if you are talking about an idea, or maybe you are talking about a virtue of donating from your income to the needy, if you are appealing to the donors community, that yes, you want donations from people for an NGO. So in that case, what about the donations? Where do they go? Does it put smile on the face of the needy, or does it take away some hardships of the old aged people? So that is something which immediately strikes a chord with the audience. So that's where the visual appeal, to the extent possible, is essential to take the message straight to the audience without any middleman cutting the whole crap in between, and taking the straight message to the audience. So use that high quality photos and graphics. Don't use those pixel banne wala pictures. What happens sometimes is people pick up images Google वगैरह से search करके pick up करके आते हैं, and they paste it in a presentation, और उसको जब zoom करते हैं तो pixels दिखते हैं. It looks really bad. I mean, it still does convey the idea, yes, कि भाई इसको ये बताना था, वो बता के चला गया. But the thing is that finis that that उस पर्टिकुलर आइडिया के लिए जो उस पिक्चर से जो वजन आपको चाहिए, जो इफेक्टिवनेस आपको चाहिए, वो नहीं मिलता. It's like this. When I was in school, one of my teachers used to give me an example. My handwriting used to be very bad that time. My teacher used to often tell me, Ravi, do you like apple? I said, of course, yes, I like apple. But then tell me, if I give you an apple, इसको अगर हाथ से उसको स्मैश करके किसी तरह आपको एक एप्पल पकड़ा जाए, खाओ एप्पल है, और किसी तरह आपको एक अच्छे पोर्सेलिन के ग्लास के प्लेट में दिया, अच्छा कलर्ड पेपर डाल के एक पोर्शन उसका नाइसली कट करके दिया, will you not prefer it? It is still the apple. So that is where the idea of how you present comes into picture. Apple remains that apple, but how it is presented to you actually decides whether you will choose or not. Same happens with your product, your idea, your service, or anything else that you want to convey. The way you put it is very, very critical. Okay. The next part in the basics is, I have taken a sample or an example from another presentation somewhere. All this is a representative presentation only. The message here is keeping it simple. Don't put too much clutter into the slide. Let's say, for example, somebody wants to make a presentation to the audience who are wanting to travel, and you are a travel agent or a travels company, and you want to show certain destinations that you can take the group to. You have good infrastructure in those destinations. You can connect them with and give them a great experience. So that is where this slide was prepared by someone to show that these are the places, and such an appealing piece of slide it is, that it shows a photograph or two of landscapes, and no person will say नहीं मुझे यहाँ नहीं जाना है. These are so appealing, वो देख के ही लगता है कि yes, we should sometimes look at these kind of serene landscapes, and then talk about it in a very short text, so that your message goes very effective with the audience. Clear and minimal text, बहुत ज़्यादा text नहीं लिखा है slide में, and the visual, but that combination of visual and the text should clear. WIIFME जो मैंने लिखा है, इसका मतलब है what's in it for me. That is something you are trying to convey to the audience. What's in it for me? मेरे लिए उसमें क्या है? ठीक है, आप स्लाइड दिखा रहे हो, सब ठीक है, बढ़िया है, but मुझे क्या मिलेगा? So that is where it actually should communicate to the audience. Every slide should tell you what is that you want to communicate. What is the gist of the whole slide? And I have seen certain people have another great practice, which although I have not shown you here in the slides that I have, that at the bottom of each slide they show a one-liner that gives the message of the complete slide thereof. So that's also one of the good practices that you can keep up, so that it conveys or communicates to people what's in it for me, and keeping it simple makes people okay, ठीक है, देख लिया, बहुत ज्यादा नहीं है स्लाइड में, बट समझ में आ गया क्या है, so that the people will look at the presenter, they will focus on the presenter, the narration that he or she is trying to make, and they will not just want to read out from the slide. हाँ, क्या लिखा है वहाँ पे, 10 लाइनें लिखी है, पढ़ते बैठो, और वो जो ऑडियंस के लिए सामने जो प्रेजेंटर बोल रहा है उसमें कोई ध्यान ही नहीं दे रहा. So that is where the effective construction or structuring that is so important, that you bring them back from the slide to your narration, your conveying of the message, your body language, what you are trying to convey, what you have as a product, what you have to present to the team. Okay, so that they don't look at the slide for too long, and you also do not have to turn around and look at the slide too long. You have to talk in front of the audiences, so that you engage with them. The next point where we have to get our basics right, don't beat around the bush. ये यहाँ पे आपको एक विजुअल दिख रहा है, एक छोटा सा कार्टून कैरिकेचर जैसा दिख रहा है. What does it tell you? That tells you straight in front of you, that tells you straight in your face, there are reforms going on in a particular country, and there is a going back on the reforms also because of corruption. That's something the cartoonist has put there. It's not about that subject that I'm going to talk about, but it tells you the subject straight. The cartoonist wants to convey कि reforms चल रहे हैं, yes, people are rolling out the reforms, but उसको negate किया जा रहा है, उसका counter effect भी आ रहा है. Straight in your face, message is very very clear. Don't beat around the bush. अच्छा ठीक है, हमारे पास bureaucracy है, हमारे पास ये है, वो बाबूज है, वो नेता. No, clear and simple. Put the thoughts clearly. Simplicity works most of the time. 99.99% of the times it works the best. And of course, as I said earlier also, a picture says 1,000 words. एक बार वो picture दिखा दिया, समझ में आ गई बात क्या है क्या नहीं है. So that is where the it forms one of the building blocks of the presentation. To keep it simple, don't beat around the bush. Try to put pictures that narrate the message very very clearly. Next point in the basics. हाँ ठीक है, सारा लगा दिया प्रेजेंटेशन में, पिक्चर्स भी हैं, छोटे छोटे बुलेट पॉइंट्स भी हैं, आइडिया के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, सर्विस है, प्रोडक्ट है, अपना पंच है, उसमें सब कुछ है, हम कुछ बात कर रहे हैं. बट इफ यू आर डूइंग दिस फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम इन फ्रंट ऑफ अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट ऑडियंस, then at times you may have a certain foul up that might happen. So it is necessary that you rehearse this presentation and then go in front of the audience, so that you know कि क्या difficulties आएंगी, क्या questions आ सकते हैं. At times you may be not happy with the way you have put the slide yourself. तो ठीक है, उसमें कुछ corrections करना पड़ेगा. Then you take that message in front of the audience. Those are the points that you can yourself understand when you rehearse. You also rehearse the timing. You don't have the full day to go around on the presentation. So what time that audience has allocated to you. So you have to finish in that time. So that's why it is very important that you rehearse. And when you say it loud, एज आई सेड यू डेवलप दैट फील कि अच्छा ये जचेगा, ये ठीक जाएगा पॉइंट, बट इसमें यार मजा नहीं आ रहा है, थोड़ा सा और elaborate करना चाहिए या इसको हटा देना चाहिए. So all these things come to your mind and you rehearse and rehearse and re-rehearse. It's like a movie. मैं आपको मूवी की जब बात निकल रही है तो एक एग्जांपल देना चाहता हूँ. ये सीन किसको पता नहीं है? सबको पता है. शायद आप लोगों ने अगर अमिताभ बच्चन की अमर अकबर एंथनी मूवी देखी होगी तो ये जो सीन है एपिक है. इसकी बार बार मिसाल दी जाती है, वन ऑफ द हिलेरियस सीन्स. बट इस सीन के लिए भी अमिताभ बच्चन जैसे दिग्गज एक्टर को 14 बार उसने खुद रिटेक किया इसको, तब जाके ये सीन परफेक्ट बना जो आज हम देखते हैं. वो फाइनली रिहर्स्ड परफेक्ट वाला सीन है. सो रिहर्सल ऐसा नहीं है कि केवल अपन प्रेजेंटर हैं, अभी शुरुआत की है प्रेजेंटेशंस की तो अपने को करना चाहिए. नो, इवन a pro actor like Amitabh Bachchan used to rehearse such important, such great scenes to the depth. He himself never liked the way he did it 13 times and then came out with the final version. So rehearsing is extremely important while you do the presentation, and before you do that presentation you should understand the way it is going, pitch क्या है, क्या ठीक जाएगा, क्या ठीक नहीं जाएगा, and so on. Next point which I will touch upon very quickly, a short point there, is the slide structure. इस पे मैं ज़्यादा delve नहीं करूँगा, but slide आप जब बनाते हैं, when you are going to make a PowerPoint slide, how to structure that? मैं एक आपको example दे रहा हूँ जो आपके screen पे है. This is not a good structure. There is some text that is written. एक सा bullet point है उसमें, ना तो कोई it's such a dry, multiple lines are there, font is not appealing. The whole audience will get disengaged and disconnected from the presenter when you propose or present some kind of slide like this. Similarly, if you have a slide like this, a main bullet point, a sub point or three, the slide is not cluttered, very clearly mentioned कि क्या है क्या नहीं है. Otherwise, reading through a long text on a given file, then you better present them with a handout and घर जाके वो अपना पढ़ें, ठीक है. But when you have engaged them for a short time and you want to talk about your idea, you want to make it very effective so that इस idea का प्रभाव आपके audience पे पड़ता है and आपकी idea accept हो जाती है, मान्यता प्राप्त हो जाती है, तो इसके लिए बहुत जरूरी है कि you talk about the idea, the points on the slide in a very concise manner, not too elaborate, not a single word maybe ठीक नहीं है, just about right, so that the audience is able to connect with it. 2-3 points there, they are able to concentrate because their span of attention is quite short on each slide. एक बार slide दिख लिया, अच्छा ये बहुत cluttered है यार, चलो आगे चलो. That's what is a human tendency, that's what happens. So they should be able to concentrate for just a short while and आगे पढ़ते 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 बैठना नहीं है. जैसे वो पढ़ते जाएंगे, आप अभी फर्स्ट पॉइंट पे हो और वो लोग 8वीं लाइन 9वीं लाइन पे है, और the other way around. So there is a completely out of sync with respect to your audience. So you are talking something, audience is reading the other part of the slide. So these are the things which you have to understand so that you and the audience are on the same point at the same time. Okay, so keep the slide structure much more comfortable so that people are able to focus on that slide. Another important point on the slide structure, if you are showing the data, look at the way the data has been put on this slide that I'm showing. It's from an from a live presentation made by someone. So much of data and graph, तीन बड़े graph डाले हुए हैं. I'm sure huge data has gone into making those graphs. It's very clutter. इसमें से समझना क्या है पता नहीं. Red भी है, black भी है graph में. Somewhere there are two graphs or two things on the same frame. कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आता. So that is something where the audience may not make sense of so much of data cramped together in a single slide. So this is something which is to be avoided. इसमें से कुछ भी पता नहीं चलेगा. There is no message that will come out of such kind of a slide. It is better to show these separately, show these graphically. If you are talking about a product or a product sale or something, instead of showing that like a line graph, bar graphs generally work better, as I'm showing you here on the right side. The comparison with 3 columns put there let's say for product A, product B, maybe year wise the slides are there, year wise the graphs are there, you know. So these things are very easily comprehensible. How do they, come in front of the audience makes a lot of sense. It could be still the same data that you see on the left hand side of the screen, but now it has been presented in a way that a human being can quickly understand. Acha, graphs ऊपर जा रहे हैं, कहीं नीचे है. So these comparisons are, very very easy and very, you can say, connecting to the audiences. They can make sense, they can draw conclusions, they can be ready to hear your next point based on the data that you show. Okay, so that is very very important, that what you show has to get connected, should make sense with your overall idea and what is coming next. Okay, so instead of showing the line diagrams which are, huge data के साथ बनाए हुए हैं, long है, better break them down, better put them into, a smaller way, like a column graph. If it is still not possible, then show period wise those line graphs, so that हर एक time period का data will make a lot of sense, and then show the comparison. So that is up to you how you decide to compare that data and show the audience. But the thing is, finally this should make sense to the audience. जो आप idea बता रहे हैं, the data should be aligned towards that. The data should say the same thing that you are talking about. Okay, so that's how you have to structure your slide, so that not too much of clutter, a comprehensive data, but it has to be understandable as well. Let's go to the next part of the presentation. Next slide. Okay, we talked about purpose, why it is a must-have skill. We talked about the basics, right? We talked about slide structure. Now you are ready with, a lot of things of understanding on presentation होता कैसे है, करना क्यों है, कैसे करना है. कुछ tips देके जाता हूँ आपको, so that when you build your own presentation, you will see and understand for yourself what is good, what is not so good, and what the audience will accept, what the audience will not accept, or what the audience will not pay much attention for. Each and every slide, each and every letter on your slide, the audience has to make sense of it. Otherwise, putting that up is absolutely waste. अगर audience के लिए उसका कोई काम नहीं है, कोई मतलब नहीं है, it's unnecessary time that you have spent making that slide. So here are a few tips. Use accurate and relevant charts and graphs. अगर आप data present करने वाले हैं, तो इस तरह से present करें कि लोगों को उसका मतलब समझे. It is simple, clean to understand, not too much of clutter. Maybe same data in terms of numbers and graphs in a concise manner, so that people are able to decipher कि x axis पे क्या है, y axis पे क्या है, किस data की आप बात कर रहे हो, क्या category है, color coding on that. Puts it in a concise and simpler manner. So graphs and charts जहाँ data, जहाँ number की आप बात करते हैं, is a must, because only making sense of numbers takes time for anyone. It's better to show it in terms of graphs and visuals, so that the data can be comprehended. Similarly, I have talked about high quality visuals and pictures. You can also use high quality templates. इस presentation में अगर आप देखें तो एक background color maintain किया हुआ है, not too flashy or not too cluttered, just a little subtle, but it brings attention to the colors, bring attention to the abstract template of this slide. So does not distract the audience. That is the main thing. So you can use certain fresh templates, certain high quality templates which are sometimes freely available, and of course you can purchase on the web. These are available from many websites. You can buy them, and there are many free templates also available. Use them, because that gives you a lot of idea. Somebody has done that hard work of making that graphics, making that visual. You can put your data into that and create the effectiveness. I have put two squares here, two rectangles here, two screens here in the slide. Each of them shows how each slide was made by the respective presenter at that time. I have packed in a lot of things just to show the variety and not to go into individual details as such here. But then that gives you a combination of colors which is suiting to eye, and not random colors there. Presentation, the way you can understand, the way it makes sense for the topic on the slide, and so on. The other thing, choose appropriate font. The way you choose the font makes a lot of difference. मैं एक आपको स्लाइड दिखाता हूँ, इसमें 3 बुलेट पॉइंट्स हैं. This is not good. Either the first bullet point you see here is where the font is too small. The audience, if there is a large audience in front of you, 20, 30 people sitting or even more, they might not be able to even read what is going on the screen. Okay, so it's too small. Second is, many people have the habit of capitalizing all the points that are placed on the slide. It is difficult to read, number one, not in the sense of understanding the letters put there, but it is like it shouts out loud onto the audience. If you keep everything into caps, that's also not good. And a font like this, it is too packed close together. It's a little complicated, and especially if you have audiences who are sitting a distance from you, this kind of a packed and complicated font will not make a visual sense. It will be a little bit of trouble for them to read out what have you mentioned, unless you provide those handouts into their hands, or you look at the slide and keep reading from the slide. Only then the things will make sense. But that takes down the effectiveness of your presentation drastically. So keep a font that is appropriate. There are many fonts like this available. There is no specific recommendation on the font. But don't use Gothics and so on unless you're talking about calligraphy or something. But other than that, talk about something that is easily readable by the audience, easily understandable, okay, and it remains clear. It is not cluttered. Okay, so selection of font is a important thing there. Many people use a lot of colors. I showed you a few templates there. Some colors were used, but while you choose the fonts that are professionally modern, it is also required that you choose the colors well. Here is a slide where it's not a good choice of colors. Look at the way these bullet points are made. One is that in a different color all throughout, one single color, but doesn't gel much with the background. A little difficult to read, or rather difficult to read from a distance. Color decoration is used. There is one set of words in one color, another set is in another color. I don't know what's happening down here. Something here in different colors. And look at the height, last line. It is in absolute rainbow colors. What are you trying to say? So that is where it creates a different impression. Unless the last line says happy birthday, you don't have to use the rainbow colors. Okay, so that gives out a totally different mood, totally different impression on what are you trying to say, what is your subject, and what kind of font colors that you are using. Okay. Another input is, finally you have done all the presentation in front of the audience. You have taken them through the data, taken them through the visuals, the graph. You have tried to lead them towards the core of your idea that you are talking about, and you have now stated the purpose of your presentation. Okay, this is in front of investors. I am an entrepreneur. I want certain funding. Here is the idea, and now I want your remarks and the funding or the questions for the presentation. So that's what it is. And before you even come to that line, it is better to summarize or recap what you have seen or what the audience has seen. The purpose of presentation is to, as I said, navigate or lead them through the slides as a storyline towards the core of your subject and take them to the conclusion. You have shown them the data, the analysis, the graphs, and so on. Now you summarize, okay, we saw this one, second, third, fourth, and this is how it again makes sense. So this refreshes the audience back to the main subject and how they were led to the main subjects, what they saw, what made sense to them, so that when you go to the next steps of either questions or they taking a decision on your proposal, the summarization helps a lot. Okay, so that actually, if you see scientifically and psychologically, it works towards the second recall of the points that you just elaborated to the people. The first is the way they actually see at that time the slides, and this is the second recall. फिर एक बार उनको वो समझ में आ जाएगा, एक sequence दिखेगा, It's like showing a trailer of the movie. What we generally see is that before we start this, selecting a movie on either YouTube or Netflix or Amazon Prime, we see the trailer कि अच्छा उसमें gist क्या है, ये मेरे पसंद का है तो मैं मूवी देखूंगा या देखूंगी. But then once they understand the presentation, the audience understand the presentation, there is a reverse sequence than watching a movie. You see first the trailer generally, and then see the movie itself. In case of presentation, it is better to show them the agenda, which is not the trailer itself, but they know what is going to come. But at the end of the presentation, you summarize and they see the whole story, whole picture in one go once again. And that summarizes, that trailer gives them the effectiveness or the final picture of the whole presentation. Okay. And last but not the least, what do you see here? Have fun, lighten up your mood a little bit. Although you may be presenting on a very serious subject like India's nuclear policy or economic situation in India and challenges in front of the Reserve Bank of India, doesn't matter. A little bit of mood will always help. Lightening of the mood will always help. That will at least keep the audience, keep yourself lively in the presentation, in throughout the narration of the story that you are talking about. It is not about making mockery of the subject. No, it is about taking the subject seriously rather than yourself. Okay, the subject, yes, of course, due seriousness has to be there. But if you are preoccupied, अरे आज मैंने ना नाश्ता नहीं किया था, नहाया नहीं, आज तो ऑफिस नहीं गया, आज ये काम नहीं हुआ, अब प्रेजेंटेशन करना है. All this will bring some different thoughts in your mind, and your focus on that subject will not be there. The singular focus on the subject has to be there. Thoda sa lightening up will go always a long way. Maybe just before a presentation, tell yourself a joke or remember some hilarious incidents कि ऐसे हुआ था and so on. So you smile a little bit and then go into a presentation so that you are in a great mood to make that presentation, make that pitch about your product, your services, or whatever you are going to talk about. Maybe a social issue in front of your audience, or just a presentation of the research that you have done in a subject so that people understand it. Okay, adding a humor is also a great idea. Sometimes it works up, but then there is a bigger caution that one has to exercise. If you're talking about something extremely grave and the border dispute with China, recent China border dispute where soldiers of both the sides clashed with each other, and there you put a meme and make a mockery and try to crack a joke, you are going to get a big return from the audience in terms of booing. I don't know what else will come your way. A projectile might come your way, but then humor has to be used in a very appropriate sense. It requires the sense of context, sense of timing, and it doesn't come one day. एक दिन में उसका knack अपने को नहीं आता, उसका practice करना पड़ता है, and then it will come very natural to you. Whatever you are going to present, you can add a bit of humor. It's like in a nice tasty dish you have forgot to add salt, and then you are searching for it, trying to get it later. Doesn't work. It has to be embedded in it at the right time, in the right quantity. Too less and too more, you spoil the whole recipe. Okay, so that is about tips of making the presentation. The last point before one, that is last but one point, the resources. I would like to share a few resources to make great presentations. We require great templates. So these are some of the slides. These are some of the rather websites who provide great templates. Some of them will be available free. Some of them are on a chargeable basis. I don't propagate anything. I'm not trying to sell anything. These are some of the ones that I have tried to see, to use, and make sense in some of my other presentations. So these are some of the resources, and you can search many of them. These are not the only ones, of course, and use them. Use the graphics created by the creators of these websites, and make your presentation visually appealing, make it appropriate, and so on. And I will also want you to look at a lot of resources available on net, on the YouTube. There are videos which can talk about how to make great presentations. I'll run for you one of the video in a series of presentations, because it's a series. You have to watch it for yourself. I'm playing just one part of it, a very short one by Simon Sinek. I personally like this guy. He talks a lot of sense. He's a little bit, not little bit, a lot of out of box kind of a thinker. And I want you to look at this particular video. And if interested, look at all other his videos on presentations and other management stuff as well. Let me share this video with you.
I'm devoted to the idea, I'm devoted to the vision of building a world in which the vast majority of people wake up every single morning inspired to go to work, feel safe when they're there, and return home fulfilled at the end of the day. My name is Simon Sinek, and I've completely devoted my life to building this world that I imagine. I speak, I write, and I teach about the concepts that inspire us and help us build teams in which we feel safe amongst each other. And I'm doing this class today to help advance that idea. The assignment that students will have to do is to prepare up to 4-minute talk as if they were auditioning for a TEDx event. And we will show them how to do that, how to present their ideas in a few minutes in a way that is compelling and leaves others wanting more. It's not just only me telling you what you should do or what works, but actually I'll go through it as well. And then I'll offer some tips and tricks that I've learned over the years on just how to present those ideas more effectively. The 3 chapters of this course, the first one is to start with the end goal in mind. The second one is how to tell the story to get to that end goal. And the third one is the actual art and act of presenting. These kinds of classes are usually given to people who are sort of doing presenting. You're a leader or you have a presentation to give. But at the end of the day, I think they're basic human skills. I think at the end of the day, we all have to interact with someone. Sometimes it's even presenting ideas or thoughts to our families or in a meeting of our colleagues. They can be used if you're giving a speech at your best friend's wedding. The point is, it's about you presenting your thoughts, your ideas, and your feelings to a room of people, and all the same rules apply. I'm often asked, how do you become such a good presenter? And I like to joke that I cheat. I only talk about things I care about, and I only talk about things I understand. You can't manufacture passion. You can manufacture energy. You can bounce on a stage and scream and yell. That's not passion. That's just too much caffeine. And if you don't care about the stuff that you're presenting, in other words, it's some corporate thing that you don't really care about, you have to find something in that you actually do care about, a component of it. There has to be something that gives you some sort of emotional connection to what you're presenting so that your natural passion for the concepts will shine through. And remember, I was given opportunities by bosses who's like, all right, your turn. And the stress and anxiety then went with that. Not being good when I started, I would speak too fast or I would read off the slides. I mean, we've all done this. And in time, watched people who were better than me, people who were better presenters, I would admire them and try and learn from them. And I was lucky enough to have people give me chances to try and fail and improve. And as is my nature, sort of pay attention to what works and what doesn't work. Also notice the times when I was naturally better and naturally worse. When we relaxed, I was naturally better, and when I was tense, I was naturally worse, for example. The fact that I sort of have a part of my career involves speaking so heavily now is because I had an idea that I was able to communicate, and because I was able to communicate it, people kept inviting me to speak about it and talk about it more. It was only because I was able to communicate an idea clearly that people invite me to speak about it more often than I expected.
All right, I hope you have learned a little bit in the form of skills for presentation and how to do that presentation and so on from the slide deck and a short video that you saw. But that's not the end of it. That's the beginning of our journey to learn something which is a professional skill. And I urge all of you to have your own search on the net towards such resources, videos, presentations, and so on, which will keep enhancing your skill. There is no end to enhancing the skill. I thank you once again for your attention and thank the whole management of Sri Satish Pradhan Gyan Sadhana Institute for giving me this opportunity to present a small bit with the glorious 40 bouquet. Thank you.
Now, I would like to express our sincere thanks to Mr. Ravi Sagar for giving an excellent coverage of how effective presentations are to be done using PowerPoint. Thank you, sir. Now, I take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the President of our college, Sri Satish Pradhan Sir, Secretary, Sri Kamlesh Pradhan Sir, Joint Secretary, Mrs. Mansi Pradhan Ma'am, Treasurer, Mr. Satish Seth Sir, for continuous support. I also take this opportunity to thank our Principal, Sir, Dr. Hemant Chitte. Thank you, sir. Also, teaching staff and all my dear friends who are watching this, the entire technical team of Glorious 40. Thank you.